The article that I want to review is entitled Performance Reviews for the Orchestral Musician by Amanda Watson and David Forrest. The study was done in Australia and it examines what would happen when leadership training is introduced to the principal players in each section throughout the orchestra. The authors examined two orchestras that used two separate performance review programs: the Joy Selby Smith Orchestral Leadership Chair and the Qualitative Evaluation of Musician Skills by Chief Conductor and Section Leaders. The literature review shows that orchestral members have looked at artistic standards as a taboo subject, but have dealt with performance reviews for a number of years. The identity of the musicians as a leader and performer have been studied. Depending on the time in the player's career, this can be confusing and should constantly be re-examined. The authors want to show that professional standards have a direct link to performance reviews and how they are showcased. The literature that they selected showed that inquiry, reflection, and collaboration are key to professional learning. To this end, professional learning communities are often established to assist with this. However, the development of skill sets for the leaders in the groups are lacking. In 2011, the program Emerging Leaders Development Program was established to offer specialized training, mentoring, and coaching for arts leaders. The study looked at the workplace learning and the demonstration of employability skills by the orchestral members. The participants for the study were the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra and the Queensland Symphony Orchestra. The study used a survey of the members for both orchestras and focused on questions relating to leadership, learning, and areas of concern. The results of the survey indicated that the amount of time a person spent in one position was a concern. Many of the players had been selected 30 years ago and were nearing retirement age. Another concern was that the section leaders have not been trained to be leaders and were needing assistance. The selection process for the membership has been affected by the new expanded definitions for the principal positions. Now, in addition to their playing and performing ability, they're also required to demonstrate leadership skills through communication and training. The workplace learning requires the section leaders to work within their sections for training with musical passages for their notation and how they're going to perform it, and make sure that there is a single system that they are using. They are to discuss their performances, and they are to develop performance standards and objectives. These new standards and objectives are to be met through the development of activities to assist with these. These performance reviews that they are developing and using are akin to professional development for the orchestral members. Outside of their training that they've received in college or their own self-study, this is the only outside training that they receive. The limitations of this is that it was only 2 orchestras. 6 had initially been invited, but only 2 participated. It would be interesting to see if what more orchestras or professional musicians from other areas consider to be issues that they would want to study. And the leadership training is relatively new, so we don't know what effect it has had. I'd like to do a follow-up. I'd like to see a follow-up study with the section leaders and the conductors to see where they think that the training has helped and what areas it has not. What would their suggestions be for this? As a musician, I think that a lot of leadership training is lacking for professional musicians. They have spent so much time in school or on their own working in their own personal skills, and they have not ventured outside of music. They need to expand their horizons, especially if they're going to be in a professional orchestra or any organization where they're going to be in charge of someone. A section leader is in charge of a group of people. They must work with them, and they must also perform. So I think any professional musician who's going to be in a professional group should have some leadership training so that they can move into those positions and demonstrate those skills and work with others to do what they need to do.